What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the Lego Harry Potter Hagrid's Hut, An Unexpected Visit, set 76428 with 896 pieces that retails for $74.99. So we get a cool set here of Hagrid's Hut. So we've had this more recently, and it was more from the Prisoner of Azkaban. So this one is more from the Sorcerer's Stone. So it's a pretty cool set. We just get Hagrid's Hut. We get his, smaller original, like one-room hut that looks pretty nice, level of like the moss and plants and everything growing all over. And then we also get a dog house to the side, which I originally thought it was supposed to be a woodshed, but in this instance it's supposed to be a dog house for Fang. We get a bunch of minifigures, so we have 4 kid minifigures as well as Hagrid and Fang, which is pretty cool. Looks very nice on this picture here. And if we spin it around, we do get to see the inside of Hagrid's hut, what it's going to look like. Now, we've had other huts in the past, like I said, the one more recently where it was, from the other movie, so it was more extended out, where this is the classic one with the one room, which I will talk more about that. But I don't like about that you have to take the whole roof off just to be able to access the inside. But of course, we see little features and recreating scenes from the movie as well. And then we do get 2 collectible portraits, so we'll have to look at those in the set as well. So pretty nice looking set overall. Nice looking on the exterior. I'm a little disappointed by I'll go into, but yeah, just a little disappointing, but still a nice looking set, especially from the exterior. So let's go and look at the set, and we'll start with the minifigs. So here are 5 minifigures and Fang. So we'll go and start with the characters. So again, this is from the Sorcerer's Stone. So it kind of appears with the kids out of their robes just when they go out to visit Hagrid. So we have Harry here in a nice green sweater, or jumper as they call it, with a little bit of colored shirt underneath sticking out at the top. Of course, we have Harry with his round glasses, bushy eyebrows, his lightning scar on his forehead, and his bushy black hair, with another face printing on the back of a scared face. And then he's just got a pair of tan pants with these small legs. No movements in these legs, so just the little short legs. And he comes with his standard darker brown wand. And then we also get Ron again in his casual clothes. So he has a blue sweater on. Looks like it's got a little bit of tears and stuff. You can see some of the stitching and stuff coming undone. So I like that little detail of his hand-me-down clothes. Again, a button shirt underneath and short gray pants. He has his standard brown wand. And then we get his face. So we get his freckles, his little smirk to the side there, and his little bit longer red hair. And then we get his scared face on the back as well. And again, more printing there on the back of his shirt. And then we get Hermione Granger in her casual clothes. So she has a blue shirt on with a sweater on over the top of it. I love the little designs around here in the darker blue color. She has dark black legs in these small ones, her tan wand, and her bushy brown hair with a nice smile on her face there, with an additional head of scared there on the back as well. Of course, recreating the scene where they all get scared that Malfoy caught them. And speaking of, we get Malfoy as well. So he's going to be in all of his robes this time, so in his normal Hogwarts robes. Of course, for Slytherin, so we get the Slytherin logo on his chest, his gray sweater underneath with the green and silver tie, white button-up shirt, and the wizard robes on over the tops of the black robes with the green hood that goes around to the green printing there on the back. Short black legs, his black wand, and then his Malfoy face with a little smirk on it there, and his slicked back blonde hair. And on the back we get an angry face there, so like he's angry. So very nice to have him. And our final minifigure is Hagrid. I guess he's a bigger figure, but looks pretty nice here. So with Hagrid, of course, his bushy hair and beard, all the hair is all slicked back there. We see some of his face. You can see some wrinkles and everything on there, which of course we can take it off. He does have a smirk on there, no printing on the back, which would be kind of pointless since you can't really see much of his face. Then he's just got a red shirt on with this apron on over the top, and you see it looks like it's got a bunch of green. I don't know if it's supposed to be blood or just random gunk and stuff on top of that, but the nice apron tied on with some pockets onto the side, so that's nice detail. And the printing continues around there to the back, and then he's got boots on, so just dark brown boots for him there, and that looks pretty decent overall for Hagrid. And finally, we get Fang. So Fang, the nice dog, which looks pretty nice. Just this molded dog piece all in the brown. I forget the dog species. I'm not good with dogs, but looks pretty nice there with like the wrinkles and everything there printed on the face. So overall, a nice dog minifigure as well for Fang to go along with Hagrid. And all of these look pretty good. And like I said, we can recreate the scene that we will see inside of Hagrid's hut. So here's Hagrid's hut itself. So like I said, it looks pretty nice, especially from the outside and from the first few movies where he had like the single one-room house. Looks almost identical to it. They did a really good job with all the exterior brickwork design, with the brick with the dark gray, light gray, and threw in some tan as well. We get a window over to the side. We get the roof that sort of slopes up to a point there and has like all the green moss and stuff growing on the outside. And then we get the ground around it, so it's like grass, but looks like it's supposed to be fall time with pumpkins and also there's a yellow and orange leaves, and we also get some mushrooms growing, so that's nice. A stump over here, and then the chimney coming out the top with some smoke, so they get that nice smoke piece on there as well. So all of that just looks nice all the way around, just this circular build here. So that is pretty nice. And then we also get the exterior. Like I said, for me, I always thought this was just a woodshed because it was just always like a side piece. And since they cook with fire, especially Hagrid out here in his hut needing for the fireplace, he would just have a place to store wood. But on the Lego site, they labeled this as a doghouse, so we can easily put Fang inside of it, so Fang can just live inside. Although it seems a little bit too big even for Fang because he's quite small inside of that. But yeah, they just label it as a doghouse. But like I said, for me, I always just thought it was a woodshed. But it's got pretty nice design. So we get green grass once again, and then we have it interior again, mostly in the dark and light gray with the moss growing on top of its roof as well. Built relatively overall in a similar design in a circular shape and everything. So not too bad overall. Of course, you can lift this pieces up just to see more inside, get a little bit more light inside of there. But yeah, it's just an open area to put the Fang inside as the doghouse as it's labeled. And like I said, going back to Hagrid's hut on the outside here, before we go inside, we can see we do have a little attachment pieces for the pumpkin patch, whatever this is supposed to be. So we have the attachments down there. So this could be a set that does attach in with all the others. Like on their website, they do put this in with the owlery and the boathouse. So it could be a part of the most detailed Hogwarts ever. And this could be Hagrid's hut a part of it, but it's also not labeled like Hogwarts, Hagrid's hut or anything like that. It's more recreating the scenes from Sorcerer's Stone. But yeah, we get a little pumpkin patch on that side and a stump on this side. And again, you can pop that off and detach it or attach it back and put it on either side. I think in the instructions it was on the other side, but to recreate a scene, I went ahead and put it back on this side. So again, with those attachment pieces, we could attach other stuff onto this as well. And overall, I already went through it. Looks pretty nice just for Hagrid's hut, especially on the exterior. Looks how it does, from the movie, just the single one room house. But then we can go ahead and open it up. So to do this, we got to take the roof off. So you can just grab onto the roof and just kind of wiggle it till it comes completely undone. It's got kind of like the little modular build with the jumper plate just holding it. But there's what the interior of the roof looks like. So nothing fancy to it. It just sits on top, of course, with that chimney and the smoke. So the roof overall looks nice, recreating the design of Hagrid's hut. And I like adding all the green, like I said, the moss and even some leaves and stuff. This did just fall apart on me holding it, so some of the pieces pop off pretty easily. So just got to be careful with it. It's not like just going to hold it and fall apart, but the way I was holding it, some of the pieces just fell off. So just got to be careful with that. But we can take the roof off and then see the interior, which for this, I do believe we got to go all the way around to the back. So we got to go to the back where we will see a split in here, and then you can just pull on it and it will split apart. And that gives us our interior of Hagrid's hut, which I think overall looks pretty nice. Now, my very first Lego set that started me into collecting Legos was the Hagrid's hut from Prisoner of Azkaban back when that movie came out. So that was a single room Hagrid's hut, and I really liked that. That was a set that, like I said, got me into collecting. So I would always build it, take it apart, rebuild it. It was just so much fun to play with. So I have nostalgia for that set, which this set reminds me a lot of it, but it also seems to be lacking. Looking at this itself, one thing I noticed is there's no fireplace. Now there's supposed to be a fireplace over here, so we have a fireplace design with the pot in front of it, as you probably saw. This is to recreate the scene where they hatch Norbert. So it's just here, but you don't have any pieces, sticking out into the room. You only get this mantle piece up top, and so it's there's no fireplace. There's nothing that signifies, oh, this is the fireplace, but you can just see the chimney part coming out of the roof. So like I said, that's a little bit lackluster. And then we get tables and chairs and stuff that do sort of fill out the space, but then everything's a lot of pieces just stuck on the wall with stickers and stuff. So not the most entertaining thing to me. But if we come through with our front door, of course the door open and closes there. We do get 2 candles on the side, and we do get a barrel over here that has Hagrid's umbrella that, of course, if you know, has his wand inside of it. So it allows him to have magic powers still, even though he's not supposed to. Then we go over to, I guess, just to be a shelving unit. So it looks like we got pots and pans and just sort of stuff probably for cooking just there. But of course there's spider webs and everything just all over it. So not the cleanest thing there. Of course, a box with flour. Then we go over to this, again, not sure what's supposed to be, if it's just supposed to be a table of some sort. So we get a mug sitting on top of there, and of course, if you close this up, it continues over with another mug, so we get a red and silver mug on there. And then over on this side, we do get Hagrid's chair, so we get this nice recliner chair, which is pretty cool. You can see there's also carpet down on the floor and a window in the background. So we get this chair that we can put Hagrid in, so if we take him, we can sit him in it, and like I said, it's kind of like a recliner chair, so the legs do fold down and the back as well, so he can sort of recline back in his chair, which is pretty nice to have that so it can actually fit Hagrid in it. Or we can put the kids, like I know in like I think it's the second movie, Hermione's sitting in the chair, and of course she looks all small sitting in Hagrid's big comfy chair. So that's pretty nice with that design. And then we'll go over to this side where, like I already mentioned, we do have the fireplace with a pot here. So not sure if it's a cooking pot or, like I said, what they hatched Norbert in with the egg, but you just have a pot sitting in front of the fireplace here. We do have Hagrid's oven mitts on top, so how he touches the eggs with, so we get two little oven mitts up top, or they could be socks, I guess, not sure, but they just have like an argyle design on them, so I can't remember exactly if, like what he said, if they're his oven mitts or whatnot, with a pink mug sitting there. Then we go to one of our first portraits that we get in this set. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be the Grey Lady or Rowena Ravenclaw, but it kind of looks like she has the diadem on her head, because we do get each of the founders' portraits in these things, so that looks like it is supposed to be Ravenclaw of some sort. I don't know if it's Rowena or her daughter in that picture reading a book, but that's pretty nice to have that. And then we go over and have another like set of cabinets or whatever here. We have a set of keys hanging off, so again, just another sticker piece in there, and then a little hook piece here that does have an axe, so you can have axe for chopping wood. So that'll go good with that wood stump out front. And then we have another chair. Of course, we just sit characters inside of it. Of course, all our kids have the standing legs, so they have to stand in the chair, but just a chair there. Of course, they can move around on that jumper plate there, so a nice chair design. So again, another seating place for our characters. And then we move to the other side where we do get a table, kind of like the kitchen table, where we do get Norbert hatching from the egg. So we have the golden egg with Norbert hatching out of here. So we do get another little like minifigure character, whatever, with Norbert here, just the little baby dragon. So that looks fun. Nice, cute little green dragon with his golden egg on the table. So again, another like kitchen table design. Again, that shelf there in the background, another window over here. We get a chair next to the table. So again, another seating area for someone, and then a cabinet in the back where it looks like we have maybe some plants and a ball of yarn, so for sewing and stuff, just to get another like shelving and cabinet design. And inside here we do have a cabinet that opens up, and we do have another portrait, and I have the same portrait that I got with the Allery, so I already got a double from these sets, so I just kind of put that one back in there. It's supposed to be a hidden portrait, but just went and put that back in there since I already got that one, so not too excited about that. So that is it for the inside of Hagrid's hut. You know, like I said, I just feel it's missing some. It's nice that it does have all the seating, like the kitchen table, all that sort of stuff. Like I said, it's not missing a whole lot, especially compared to that original Hagrid's hut set that I had. It just seems to be lacking in some. I just don't know how to describe it. It just seems a little uninteresting on the inside. But there we can see like a top-down view of what it looks like with the single room house there. So pretty small space for everyone to fit around in there. So that's pretty nice to see, at least. So it'd be cool to see Hagrid's bed or whatever, which I know when we get into like the third movie where his house is extended a little more, like that last Hagrid's hut set we got, he does have a bedroom in the back more, where this one doesn't really show that, so maybe he just sleeps in the chair. But overall, like I said, it's not bad since it is supposed to represent the first house, where it is just this really small house, and I think it fits that well. So like when it's all close together, like I showed, looks nice. But then I just don't like that we don't have the roof on it. Like I said, with that original set as well, the roof was still attached, so it would open and move along with the whole house, so you could open it up and it would move as well. But I just don't like this one, that you have to take the whole roof off just to be able to get access to the inside. But I think though, having it made the way it is here, like I said, looks really good from the outside. So if you just want to have this as a display set, just sit this on a shelf, it looks really good and fulfills what it's supposed to. Now, as I did mention, this is supposed to recreate the scenes from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, where Harry, Ron, and Hermione get caught inside Hagrid's house by Malfoy. So they get caught by Malfoy looking in through the window, so you can take like the Malfoy figure and stick him up here on the stump to be looking inside the window. So that's why I said I put the stump on this side, because there's no window over here, but you can put it on that side and he can be looking in through the window to catch them. And then of course they all get detention and have to go into the Forbidden Forest for their detention. So I think that's pretty cool, being able to recreate this. We have Hagrid, Harry, and Hermione all inside watching Norbert hatch, and then have Draco catching them there looking through the window. So I think that's fun to recreate that as well. So they did a good job recreating the scene, giving us all the characters we would need, and like I said, making Hagrid's hut look pretty much how it should, like exterior. Of course, all the extra like vegetation stuff doesn't really count, but like the exterior looks really good, you know, almost identical to what it's supposed to. So they did a really good job with that. Like I said, just could be more detailed on the inside. So not a bad set at all. Like I said, I'm overall happy with it. Like I said, just as a display set, it nailed it. Looks exactly how it should. Just playability could be a little more fun for this. So not a perfect set by any means. Could be improved a little, but not a horrible set at all. But let me know what you thought of the set down in the comments. And if you enjoyed my review, let me know with that thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.